Great. Hello, welcome to the Weekly Bees, and this week we have Sam Yates, Senior Client Partner here at Six Group in his Circle of Hell, because he hates doing these things. But I've got a great question for you this week, Sam. How can leaders create psychological safety, especially in hybrid or remote environments?
Okay. So I think the most important thing that a leader can do to create psychological safety in their organization is, first of all, to model that behavior in themselves. So model vulnerability first. They want their teams to be vulnerable and open with them. So admit what you don't know, ask for feedback, admit your own mistakes when they happen, and talk about how you'll progress from that. Following that is a really nice tool is to create structured ways for your team to speak up, particularly when they're remote and they may not have immediate vicinity and access to you. So that can be through one-to-ones, anonymous feedback sessions, things of that sort. Tied into that is normalizing questions in the right way, obviously, but ensuring that your team know that you're open to questions. Make it verbally expected ahead of time that there will be questions at some point.
I think that's a really good one, particularly the normalizing of questions. Too often we have people, you'll see it in a meeting. I think all of us have been there where we've got the question, you think, oh, that's a silly question, it's a stupid question. But it's the one question that unlocks a conversation, really. But normalizing, I love that one. That's a good one.
And then finally, when mistakes happen, which we're all human, the way that you respond to those mistakes is really, really important, because everybody will see that. So rather than focusing on what's going wrong, focus on the future and how you can prevent that. Provide action and structure to minimize the chance of that happening again, because everybody will see how you respond to mistakes, and that will affect their psyche. And then I think the fifth point, actually, which is really important, is when you are receiving feedback yourself, make sure that you act on it.
Brilliant, excellent. So there's some great tips there from Sam for how to create psychological safety, particularly when we're all working mostly actually in hybrid and remote environments these days. But before we go, got to do the Bezo Blitz. So I'm going to give you some quick fire questions. So first up, early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Early bird. If you could have dinner with any leader, living or dead, who would it be?
Zelensky.
Great, fantastic. Be super interesting. Favorite way to unwind after a big week? Climbing. And what does success mean to you in one sentence or word? Satisfaction. Well, there you go. Another episode of the Weekly Bees. We look forward to seeing you next time.